Path Media. I was a minimum wage movie theater usher that made good and became a top earner in my network marketing company. Now, after 16 plus years in the profession, I'm finally teaching myself how to leverage the internet with online marketing and social media marketing to continue to grow and expand my business. My name is Ronnie Cruz, and this is Path of the Network Marketer.
All right, welcome back to the show. Thanks for tuning in. Today, we're going to talk about content creation and where to start. That's right, where to start with your content creation. I've been really advocating content creation and publishing for everybody as an activity that everybody should engage in, whether or not you are a business owner, whether or not you're an entrepreneur, whether or not you want to be an influencer, whether or not you're in network marketing. I think everybody should be engaging in content creation and work towards building an audience and a presence online and building an influence online, because that can really set you up for for advantages down the road, right? It is a digital economy. It's definitely an influencer economy, and influence is an asset that you can build, whether you decide to use it or not, right? Okay, so that said, it can be very intimidating to start this journey, and really a lot of people get stuck at thinking, okay, well, I have no idea what to share. I have no idea where to share it. We as consumers of social media and content, we see what everybody else is doing, and we see the influencers that we follow, and automatically in our minds, it goes from zero to, man, I have to do that. To build an influence, I have to dance, or I have to follow these trends, or I have to do something catchy, or catch a specific moment in time that is hilarious. You know what I mean? Like, all these things start to go on in our minds about what we think we need to do in order to create an influence and create a following online, and that is, again, very scary and intimidating, and then stops us from then creating content and growing our following, growing our audience online, and our influence. So I wanted to just start simply and explain to you, just take it one step at a time, and that understand you're not going to come out of the gate, an influencer with 1 million followers right away, right? And that's not necessarily the short-term goal. It's a long-term play, right? With any asset that's worth it, be willing to invest the time and effort in the long term, consistently in the long term. So, we talk about consistency a lot in this show. Consistency with everything is what ultimately leads to the results. I'm looking at this video. Sorry, just a really squirrel moment. It's blown out. It's really too bright. So for those of you listening on the podcast, you can watch the video a week after the fact on our YouTube channel, Path of the Network Marketer, and you'll see what I'm talking about for this episode. Anywho, I want to just take it slow and understand that it is a long term, and the consistency, whether it's with your content creation, whether it's with your network marketing business, even something as like unrelated like health. You're showing up every day is what will create the long term results, the outcomes in the long term, right? So be willing to do it. Tell yourself that you're going to have to do this for the long term, and that it's worth it. So where to start? Where to start with content creation? The first thing that I would, because again, we can so easily be intimidated, and that automatically from out of the gate is a friction point. We want to remove as much of those barriers as possible. So start simple, right? Start simple. Use your existing device, whatever device that might be, whether it's a laptop, or a smart device like a iPad or tablet, or your phone. Really, the simplest is your phone. Most of us have, especially if you're listening to this and watching this, will have access to some sort of smartphone, and that's the best place to start. So use that, and don't worry about fancy gear or tripods or any of that nonsense. Use what you have. The next step is pick the platform that you like the most, right? The platform that you spend the most time on, the platform that you engage the most time with, that you enjoy the most, that will make it easier for you to show up every day. Because if you're doing something like, for me, I don't show up on LinkedIn. I don't enjoy that. I don't particularly participate or engage in LinkedIn often, if at all. So to try to build a LinkedIn presence on a day to day would just feel like drudgery, right? So go where you are already comfortable. Go to the platform that you enjoy, that you show up already anyways every day, and that will make it easier for you to create content in that space every day. Whether it's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, those are like the three big social platforms, and then of course there's YouTube and podcasting. Podcasting is a little different in that there's a little bit more involved with podcasting. So let's just stick to, well, if podcasting is your thing, I can teach you that as well. There's actually a guide. If you go to ronniecruz.com/resources, you can download my free guide in getting started podcasting as quickly and simply as possible. Beyond that, yeah, the social feeds are kind of generally where we all hang out at. So pick the one that's your favorite. And just run that one, right? Okay, so that's the next point. You don't have to necessarily try to build all the platforms at the same time, because that's too much to manage. And each platform behaves a little differently. So to try to do that coming out of the gate is already a barrier to entry. So again, we want to remove as much of that friction as possible, and picking one, your favorite platform, and just going with that for now is the best and easiest course of action. So whatever that might be, don't feel like you have to build every platform at the same time. And in fact, I encourage you to just stick to one for now. And then the last piece is, of course, creating content. And this is where I think most people get held up. I've talked about content creation before in past episodes, but really it's I just want to reiterate I just want to reiterate that the philosophy is and should be document, don't create, right? Document, don't create. I think with content creation, again, we can sometimes there's a misconception that we have to, be super creative and come up with the next viral thing. Remember, don't go for viral. It's about showing up consistently every day, and show up authentically you, right? My suggestion is figure out the things in life that you want to you want to change. Generally the listeners of this podcast, you're on a journey of development and growth, especially when it comes to business, even health or personal development. So whatever the particular challenge that you might be facing right now, the particular roadblock that you might be facing right now, dive into that. Really dive into that and investigate it and work to find a solution for it, and then just share that journey, right? Share that journey, that authenticity, that vulnerability. Well, and I'm not even talking about vulnerability in the sense of like weakness. Vulnerability is the openness in sharing your story, sharing your perspective. That's what's going to grow your audience, because that's what people are going to resonate with, right? Right. So just be authentically you. There was this quote that I saw a couple of days ago. It's a ballet dancer who I follow. I love ballet. I'm not really versed in ballet, but I love ballet, and I follow this one dancer, she's absolutely incredible. And she posted a quote. Something, and I'm paraphrasing, but it's something to the extent of look at everybody. Look at if you're trying to stand out from everybody else that's doing the same thing as you, find what makes you uniquely you, and just keep sharing that. Just keep sharing that unique, authentic you, and that's what's going to make the difference. Because we all are, each and every one of us are unique. We're different. Yes, there are other people in the space doing what I'm doing, but I'm uniquely me. Same for you. There's other people in the space that are experiencing what you're experiencing, and that might be experiencing the same challenges as your experience. But your perspective, the essence of you is unique to you, and that's what's going to provide value, right? Another kind of angle at looking at this is I heard from recently from the Biz Bros podcast. Is profit. Content is profit podcast. They said, at the beginning of your content creation career, it's going to be largely for you, right? Like you're going to be really kind of focused on you, your own journey. So just be willing to document that and share it, and ultimately, then you'll get into a groove. You'll start to really find your voice, so that you can communicate more ideas and the broader perspective of your own unique journey and that authenticity of you, right? You're going to get better and better at sharing that story and sharing your journey as you go. And you'll ultimately, if you dive into and really investigate and dig into working on solving your roadblocks, you're gonna develop a certain level of expertise at solving that thing, right? Right. So it just works, but you have to break into action, right? You have to take that first step and show up consistently to get there, right? So hopefully this helps. Again, it's really the goal is to remove as many of the barriers as possible so that you can get started. And as you go, you'll get better and better and better, and that's how you grow your influence, your audience, and create this asset for you down the road. So to recap, the tips are: start where you are, use what you have. Namely, for most people, it's going to be your phone, and that's okay. Pick one platform and run with that platform, and then just document your journey. Right, document your journey and share your story with people authentically, and be willing to be vulnerable and open, and because that's what people are going to connect with, right? Right. So that's it for today's episode. Hopefully that helps. If you're not already part of our Facebook community, come join us, facebook.com/groups/path of the network marketer. I have more conversations just like this one there, more in depth, more training, really like a lot of high value and content that you can't necessarily get anywhere else. We talk further about the topics that we talk about here on the show. So go find us there. Again, it's Path of the Network Marketer. No, it's not even that. It's facebook.com/group/Path of the Network Marketer. Anyways, I'll leave a link to that in the show notes of this episode. That's going to be it for now. Until next time, be well, be safe. We'll see you in the next episode.